Welcome, Hark. Here we have two functional domains. One, even if am I correct to say that at least in the chat, who we have and what we've built, even if some of you do not like the word love, like is love the crux, and would you accept this if it was named something else like leadership? All the same, I think both of these domains, I mean, we could call one, we could call one Huvabaloo and the other Mishmash. We have the Huvabaloo domain and the Mishmash domain. Mechanically, I think they work very well. The fluff is what is ruffling feathers. A quick change, and there we go. Well, if you would like to replace Unity, if you would like to replace Unity with something else, hey, shout it out. It's fine to do. If you don't think that this is offering a sense of unity, or to put someone in a position that you would consider, or somehow this abuses the concept of unity, hey, throw it out there. 5 more hours and I'm out for 5 days. Oh, freedom, Wolf. You think Unity's mechanics work fine for love? I think you can replace it in that sense, too. Yeah. This could just be love domain if you want. Can you multi-class a Mishmash? I'm sure you can, but remember, you can't multi-class 2 domains. And so you can't be 5 Huvabaloo, 3 Mishmash. And also, Fluffy Sheepwood says, I would never accept Mishmash domain. Oh, hey, going to Italy for 9 days. Excellent. All right. Now, with these concepts then, everyone, I think we had an awesome discussion. We handled something that maybe you all have heard was blowing up on the internet. And of course, if it blows up on the internet, you're going to have people go, this is literally the worst. Wizards of the Coast are, whatever, tone deaf, culturally insensitive, right? Hyperbole in one direction. Then, of course, that feeds hyperbole from another direction, where suddenly we have taken, over the course of this hour-long discussion, and really what we've come up with is just rename it. That's all you had to do. It's functional. It works. We can understand. Whether, and again, people like me, I can accept that as a love domain. But my game isn't your game. My table is not your table. In fact, my one table, like the table I run at my store, isn't the same table I run for on Tuesday on the channel. Well, yeah. That is a whole other topic that... Death Angel, I already opened up one can of worms with the discussion of love and concepts of it. If it comes to things like corporate neutrality in societal morals, we can well, go another workshop, another discussion. Welcome, Lowell. If you would like to contribute to the discussion, you're certainly welcome to do so. Oh, it can last a while. But look, we've discussed it. We've addressed the topic. I think we found a great resolution that everyone at our table can agree with in your own personal ways. It didn't have to raise hackles. We didn't have to get political. We didn't have to, you know, preach from a moral puppet. Or pulpit. Cool! We're productive. We did things. My goodness. Wolfblade says, now do you rotate players from the Tuesday session? Not saying anything bad about players. They do amazing at role-playing. No, Lethality is still going to continue to play. However, he's going to be piloting a new character that we're going to be discussing since Celine died. Now, in cases like this, you know, offer the chance to be, you know, to talk at the table, and I don't know why you are willing to talk like this in a channel that you're visiting. You are, and I'm going to ask you to stop. You're welcome to join our conversation, and if you don't have anything to add, then please don't. Yeah, Celine absolutely, well, she went out on her own terms. It was what it was. Everyone, I mean, look, for whatever reason, this person decided to come into a channel and is trying to derive fulfillment or humor from this kind of interaction. And what can be said about that? I mean, this person is making a conscious decision to proceed in this way. What? Yeah, I mean, but you know what? We're just talking about how there's all kinds of people in the world, and we have an example. It confirms the things that we've been discussing. And in this case, hey, we have a discussion about, about D&D. We're addressing these concepts that we all have as individuals, even as a society. And hey, this is illustrating them, right? This is Tesla. We're testing. Or I guess we're testing a new chatbot. Yeah, I mean, ready to nap. Look, I don't know what is going on in this person's life. I don't. This is how someone is deriving pleasure. It's not my thing. Probably not a lot of yours. And Quingar, you're fine. Quingar, you're fine. Thank you very much for the bits. If this is peak AI right now, the robot apocalypse is quite... Yeah, so we can all rest easy. Yeah, ready to nap, and it... Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder if this is what is... Many times when we... when we have these feelings to put people down, it's because we feel that we need to be raised up. Maybe because we feel suppressed or oppressed, or we are depressed. And the only way to climb is to tear at others. And it's not a good place to be. It certainly doesn't help out the person doing that. And so you have to... And what do you do? This is to come into another place and to, you know, try and flex some sort of sexual dominance, feeling as if there needs to be proof out there, or that other people know or care about your sexual proclivities, or question others. I mean, that's... I don't know what about that is improving your life. Why you are so infatuated with what people do. That's more your thing. That is absolutely your thing, and not another person's. A short-term fix? Well, yeah, ready. Yeah, I mean... It could be an outcry. It could be... you know, it could be something that maybe there's... it could be job-related. It could be family-related. It could be a whole lot of things that are just prompting someone to come here and... Alright, well, see? Now we know! So, you're here, you're drunk, you're just calling names in a drunken state. I guess trying to flex on people on the internet who don't know you or know your girlfriend or whatever that you're claiming is going on. And so it is... Yeah, I mean, presuming you do. You're here in a D&D channel. Do you play? Like, what was the last... Alright. Have you wanted to learn? It's a lot of fun. It's a great party game. If you have friends who also like, you know, throwing back some cold ones, it's something you can do with them at your dinner table. I wouldn't recommend going to a library in that state, but, you know, there's libraries and other places that that run D&D. Well, then, heck, see? All you have to do is ask. You know, it's a Thursday night. You know, it's late. I don't know. You might have had a super rough day, for all I know. I mean, it could have just been... It's one of those days where it's one more thing, and it's just little things that just get you upset. It could just be some really bad, you know, the things you hear about in country songs, you know, the truck broke down and all the other things are going on that make for a classic, you know, kind of a mournful ballad of solidarity with other people. You know, if that's your form of entertainment, it's a form of entertainment, but we can offer you another way to have a lot of fun. And you can still, you could play... If your concept of an awesome character is this, you know, just like, yeah, barbarian, you can kick back, whatever, you know, your favorite stout, shots of whiskey, whatever, you know, and you're coming in with a battle axe, and you are the Goblin Slayer. Yeah, there's a drunken master monk that you could play. If that's a culture that you enjoy, play it. And Have fun with it. And use it in a productive and imaginative way. Tell some awesome stories with your friends, even your girlfriend. Invite her to play with you. Invite her to play with you. And, you know, spend a Thursday evening. You can still have a beer and play D&D. But you know what? If you get together with friends or family, pardon me, you throw back a beer, you go on an adventure, you fight some goblin. If that's what you want, if you like, yeah, I want war and tactics because I'm into that. I love war movies. I love strategy. I study tank movement as a hobby or whatever. Or honestly, for all I know, you might love political intrigue. Whether it's in fantasy like Game of Thrones, whether it's like House of Cards and it's more of like a gritty realism. You know, like modern day stuff. You can live the stories that you like through this hobby. And that's what we do. And, you know, I hope that you're sincere. I really do hope that you're being sincere with that. You know, there's a lot of us. I mean, look, let's... Lol, if I can call you lol. Let's have a real talk. A lot of different people play D&D. In the military, oh, there are tons of nerds in the military. There are people who are from all walks of life. Factory workers, business executives, hunters, stay-at-home moms or soccer moms. Lots of military play it. Tons of veterans in my community play D&D. And so, I think it was, God, I was getting up on my soapbox here. And, well, look, there's just a whole lot of people who play this game and enjoy it. And we enjoy it in the ways that we enjoy, right? We bring our life experiences or we use it to challenge. Oh, yeah, it was because all sorts of people play. And I'll tell you, lol, a lot of people who play these tabletop games. It could be Warhammer 40,000. It can be Magic the Gathering. It could be Yu-Gi-Oh! It could be Pokemon trading card game. A lot of people who do enjoy these games are also struggling. I mean, you say you're struggling with school right now. There are people who play who have physical disabilities. And I'm talking, you know, things that put them on breathing machines in an electric wheelchair. I'm talking people who have come from backgrounds that are abusive, where they have parents, because this happens in my friendly local game store. People who have been abused as they've grown up. Kids who haven't been the Friday Night Light quarterbacks. But I'll tell you what, in this game, because it is your game, it is your story, you might not even be the hero, but you're going to feel like $1,000,000 because finally it is offering you something, a measure of thoughtfulness and control in your life, where you can express yourself, the things that you've learned, the hobbies that you enjoy. You can bring that to life at the tabletop with either new friends or old friends or family members. And that is who we are. I mean, look, I can't talk for every tabletop. And hopefully you haven't gone through trolling a bunch of them. But here, this is who we are. We are other mathematicians. We are other parents. We are other people who've had messed up lives. People who've had to deal with drug addiction. People who've had to live in shitty criminal-infested neighborhoods. And we're here because we share a love of something that unites us all, despite everything, every little circumstance in life that's a one more thing, a one more thing, a one more thing that turns us cynical, that turns us into divisive, spiteful people, because it's always there. It is always there eating at us. And this addresses that. This provides relief. The memories that we make at our D&D tables, we carry for years to come. Years. And you will remember, all right, Lol, you say you want to learn, and I'll tell you this. If you sit down and learn this hobby, you will make memories that you will carry with you 20, 30 years, way into your old age. And you will talk about that moment at a kitchen table eating crappy cold pizza because it was the only place open while you all were still pulling an all-nighter fighting the king of the goblins. You are going to talk about that time as if you were front row at an 8K 3D 240 FPS IMAX film with 11 billion .1 surround sound. Because that is your story. And no one, abusive parents, a crappy job, a horrible boss, a breakup with a loved one, nobody can take that from you. Like everyone takes things from us in life. Because it is yours. You made it. You earned it. You were there. And you know what? It's a milestone. And maybe it turns out you played that epic game and you had that wonderful, like, natural endorphin rush. And the next day, your dog died. And I don't talk about that lightly, because people love their pets. And anytime you talk about the Goblin King, you know, Rover or whomever is also going to come up. But that is your memory forever to cherish, to reflect on, and to use as a milestone in your life. And if any of you out there, and I'm not just talking to you with this, lol, or, well, you say call you Jake. If any of you ever wonder what D&D is about, I mean, we've talked about a ton of stuff here in a real talk situation with the domains. This is the real talk. This is the meta talk. This is what D&D and other role-playing games will provide you. You know, Jake, if you're dealing with a ton of other stress, and I get it, I also get that people deal with stress by drinking. Maybe this could replace that. Maybe this could help out in some ways. It can give you that bolstering. Because you will meet people who could... You know, Jake, you could very well... I mean, and maybe you did. There's probably people in here who are, you know, like, great. It's just another internet troll, forgettable. Who is this person? Throw away. And instead, here you are, actually having a conversation, and wouldn't you know it, you are a flawed person like all the rest of us. You said you're struggling in school. That's got to be causing stress, financial, grade-wise. I get that. As a dude who has a master's degree, I get it even more. I get the stress. And yet here we are, we're sitting at a table together. And can you imagine that this could have all just been a throwaway, or that you would have become a disregarded person, which only is going to add to that stress. And instead, dude, you're here, you're feeling messed up because you're drinking, or because, you know, school has you absolutely, you're tired of being in fight or flight mode. We've been there. And now you might actually have resources that you can tap into to try and find camaraderie, to try and find that stress relief. Advice for whatever. Yeah, Jake, we were helping one of our members who encountered a computer problem, and there's enough computer nerds in this community that even though I couldn't answer questions, in chat, right up here, no one's getting paid for this. It's all voluntary interaction. It is a societal version of the economic invisible hand. Through sheer willingness, they were offering the community member tips on how to try and recover something off their computer as they're going in for an upgrade. And we have people here who are in branches of the military, who are in industry. We have people who study, who do study physics, or are involved in like structural engineering. I mean, Jake, talk to me. What are your thoughts and feelings right now, Jake? And I'm not saying that I'm not psychoanalyzing you. I'm not reading anything into it. You're here. We had a conversation. What's going on? Jake? All right. I hope you feel better. Make sure you, I don't know, drink some water, or, you know, if you have like a multivitamin in water, or if you have something like Gatorade, help take the alcohol off. You're stressed out. I totally get that. If you come back, I hope you're going to be in a better place. And you know what, dude? If you're not, talk to us. Pedialyte, yeah, very good for taking a hangover away. You know, so rest up. Hey, you said your girlfriend is... Yep, there you go. Wolfblade, you beat me to it. Said your girlfriend's watching? Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you two can find a way to celebrate it. You know, a way to bring yourselves together. And, you know, you, as Jake's girlfriend, you are welcome to hang out with us as well. And I know a lot of these hobbies have that, you know, well, it's guys only, or it's going to be really misogynistic or something. Heck no, you're welcome at our table as well to discuss things, even as a new player. And so, in the end, Tesla sums it up by saying the love domain is fine as it is. That is the end cap hot take. I'm out. No, it's just... We spent all this time talking, and then we come back to a controversial hot take, and this is where I just, like, I'll just cut and run. And... sorry, I missed some. I did miss some other comments in chat. Wolfblade, I saw that you're talking about becoming a recovery counselor. You do residential care for mentally disabled, and you love it. And Wolfblade, thank you for doing so. Ready on top. I'm sorry I missed a lot of your comments. It is a huge stress relief hobby. We do talk about it like it's happened. Driz, you know what? Hey, that was really big of you. Thank you for sharing that. Driz is an ex-heroin addict. Driz, you know, I'm not here to coddle you or anything. You know what? You did it, and it sounds like you even realized that it was a mistake and it messed you up. But you know what? You're not doing it now. You're here. There are... I don't know if... he was in chat the other day, and he's talked about it in chat, so I'll share it. There's an ex-con bank robber who's a member of this community. He did it when he was young. He robbed a bank. It was stupid. He went to jail. And yet he found his way here. Dude is nice. He's also, from what he's expressed, has learned the error of his ways. Awesome dude. Otherwise, would I expect him of committing, you know, a federal felony of robbing a bank? No, I wouldn't. It's like we do dumb stuff in our lives when we're young. And also under peer pressure from, you know, gangs or other things. Or as a form of escapism that's very destructive. There's some messed up people in our community, and you all are beautiful and unique for it. I mean, I'm not going to celebrate heroin use. I'm not on that level where everything is valid. Yes, your heroin use is valid. I validate you. Or anything along the... I'm not going to use catchphrases from one camp or another or anything like that. We've all been there. We've done embarrassing stuff. We've done things that we've regretted. Because we're human beings. Unless you're not. Are you a robot? Of course, on the internet, no one knows that you're actually a dog. Also, IO, thank yous for some follows. Lucky, thank you for the bits. Dogs, thank you very much for the Prime subscription as well. I hope you all understand that the conversation at hand was very important, and I wanted to make sure that we focused on that before anything else. Drizkill, I'm a social worker and was a restaurant manager. Took a huge pay cut, but I love the work. You know what? It's not so much a job if you love what you do. Sorry, I missed out on big portions of chat. Drizkill's like, just a second, I'm dying in WoW. Yell or something else. Wolfblade, you're a better man than I am. Just thought you should know. Well, thank you for the compliment. Wolfblade, the dude abides. The dude abides. I'm a human like anyone else. I get upset. I have tears. I have fits. We had a night. It was your second night. Someone is depressed. Yes, because she was talking about suicide, and that was, I mean, that's no bueno. And you know what? Whatever we're doing, that's more important in that moment. Drizkill, I run a program in a safe place, or it's a program that quickly connects runaway and homeless youth to services, either by reuniting with their family or providing them with emergency shelter. The program is run by Youth Care and Friends of Youth in partnership with local businesses and nonprofit organizations. Drizkill, having seen, and I'm not saying it's an epidemic where I live, but having seen kids in that age range have abusive homes, or that I've had the police come in and say, because I have a good relationship with my local police, where they came and say, we had a missing kid report. Do you remember so-and-so coming by your store? Because, hey, wouldn't you know, a lot of kids hang out in a game store. And, I'll tell you, Driz, what you're doing, even if they don't know it or appreciate it in that moment because they're in that fight or flight mode, or they just have youthful ignorance from not having that worldly experience, thank you for doing what you do in that case. I'm missing out on so much. So here, don't usually tell people this, but I'm an ex-military war vet that deals with PTSD from time to time. Not horrible, but a challenge. Chris, thank you for sharing that as well. And, you know, hopefully, you know, because we all have things that, you know, could set us on edge. I'm glad you're still here, even if things have been brought up that might have had you hearken back to an intense moment. I mean, I know that there's at least one vet in the store community, can't be around fireworks. He just can't do it. He absolutely rationalizes it. He knows they're just fireworks. He knows it's a holiday. Nope. Nope. That's a day that he, you know, he closes the curtains, and he goes to bed super early, with some ambient music or whatever, and just, boop, lets the night pass. We do dumb stuff when we're older too, Death Angels. Dog says conversations like that are 100% important and earn my sub tonight. This seems like a really great place. Dogs, thank you very much. You know, look, I get it. You all work hard for your money. However you get it. I don't know, and I don't ask questions. If I'm worth $5 a month, and for a lot of people, look, you need gasoline and groceries way more than you need to throw $5 at some rando on Twitch. I totally understand. I'll tell you what, though. I will work every time that we broadcast. I will ensure that you're getting $5 worth every night, let alone a month. And if I don't subscribe. And I'm not saying that in challenge or defiance, like I'm the best. That's how the market forces work. Don't pay for content that you don't want or like. That holds me to a standard to present to you. To bring my experience, to bring my knowledge, to bring the things that, you know, who I am, as imperfect as I am, to you all. Because you all polish me in return. I was being passionate, right? Oh, this is a very... Well, I appreciate the sentiment, and hopefully Jake does too. If this happened in other channels, I mean, for all I know, and you know what, because Daily, if you're still out there, you may very well have hit the report button, and honestly, you know, other people, whether in this community or others, if he's causing a hard time in them, I mean, that account could very well just get suspended or whatever because of that. But you know what? Here and now, no matter what futures, whatever future, Jake may not come back. Maybe he does. Maybe it's under that name. Maybe it's under a new one. I don't know. But you know what we did here tonight? Of all nights, the story writes itself, everyone. What were we talking about? What were we talking about in chat? And thereby, after contemplating it, after discussing it, what did we then employ? I do, Wolfblade. But from where is the question? That is the question. Dog says 11 years in the Navy. Only thing that stopped me from putting a 9mm through my skull at one point was not wanting to leave a mess for the watch stander that had to relieve me at 4 a.m. Dogs, probably a really dark moment for you. And on it, I'm not even going to say I'm going to claim to understand it, because I can't. I'm not you, and nor the circumstances that you've been through, or your own take on life as you've experienced that led you there. I'll tell you what, though, dogs. Even if it was in that moment a common courtesy, I appreciate that you did not follow through on that. And whenever that was for you, you don't have to give details. In that moment, in that dark moment on your ship, Now you found yourself, after however long, in a D&D chat on Twitch, and hopefully having an awesome night. And if this one little thing that hopefully brought a smile to your face has occurred in life after you made that decision and things have progressed, I can only help but wonder for all of us, not just you. I'm not just shining a spotlight on you. For all of us, as we choose to continue, as we battle our addictions, as we battle the things that make us feel weak and frail. What are the serendipities? That there's one of them fancy $2 words. What other serendipities are we going to encounter in life as we continue to engage each other through mediums like this? Twitch broadly, D&D more locally. Your journey took a suspenseful moment, dogs. Am I pronouncing that correctly? And here we are. And dogs, I'll tell you, even in this night, this one night where we met, and I have earned your subscription, let alone your conversation and accolades, and you sharing your story, because that's a big thing of trust. I don't not value that. Here we are because of this. And whatever bad stuff has happened in the past, I can't fix it. I can only help assure that from this night forward, if you're a part of the community, if you're here talking, you're engaging, I will do everything I can to be a medium for you to continue to challenge yourself, to grow mentally, emotionally, to challenge thoughts that maybe you've become bored or accustomed to. If only through this weird medium of character creation and map making and all this other stuff. And so, you know, dogs and everyone else here, but dogs, I guess I'm shining the spotlight on you here. Thank you for being here. Missing out on more chat. I gotta catch up. Sorry, there's comments. I'm reading them. I may not respond to them, but I'm reading them. Oh my gosh. Death Angels, thank you very much also for your Prime sub. And I'll tell you, I turned this around. This coming Wednesday is the third Wednesday of the month. For all of you that subscribe, I use that subscription money and buy boxes out of my inventory, and I open up boxes and give them away in a raffle. Shipping's included to a US address. I turn it around as a thank you to all of you. I will work to earn the subscription, and then I will give it to those who are present during the raffle. You don't have to subscribe. You don't even have to be a follower. Because it's something out of gratitude that I hope grows in our community and helps people make memory. I was talking to Jake about that. Every box I send out to you all, do you know how much I hope that maybe 5 years from now, I might get a random message from you saying, dude, do you remember that box of Mordenkainen and Volos that you sent? Yeah, it had that one weird mini in it. I never thought I'd use it. Turns out I use it as the BBG. It goes into a whole... Do you know how awesome that makes me feel? I appreciate the subs. And I appreciate being able to turn them back around as well. That said, you know, I'll earn your sub. It's not like I'm, you know, I'm not callously throwing it away. The impetus is on me to earn it, and therefore spend it in a way that continues the exact reason why you stepped up and subscribed to the channel. That's probably a better way of making sure that I don't put my foot in my mouth. I'm Deathless. I'm glad you got out of there, and being surrounded by people in an environment that causes negative behavior and reinforces it or encourages it. I'm glad you're out of there, and I'm glad that you are able to, you know, grow from that point forward. Exhausted Dragon, that was beautiful to listen in on. Thanks for being patient and respectful. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to get up and take a break. In fact, what I might end up doing, Exhausted Dragon, I was floating kind of a freebie day on Saturday. I was floating a freebie day on Saturday to open up a bunch of boxes on stream to put into the orphanage so I can repopulate the capsules with more individual minis. I might end up just moving cleric creation to tomorrow and then sorcerer creation to Saturday. Chris Air says, this is the realest chat I've been a part of. Not a touchy-feely kind of guy, but this has really hit me in a good way. And Chris, you're welcome. I don't give out participation trophies. I'm not someone who's going to go and coddle you. I'm not going to be here because I'm not your parent. I care about... We're just talking about different kinds of love, right? You know, you're a grown-up. I'm going to treat you like one. And I also realize that grown-ups mess up. And grown-ups have issues. But what can we do to solve that? How can we get over that? How can... If I can help you, how can I help you be a better person? And not just maintain or just have a managed decline. Daly says, I absolutely did, and I hope that account gets banned and Jake comes back on. And Daly, yeah, I don't hold it against you that you did, if this is indicative of how far back in chat I am. You absolutely did, and you know what, Daly? I do not blame you for it. I do not, because others probably have as well. And honestly, in cases like this, especially with the police, report to resolve. Tomorrow will come, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully Jake does come back. But Daly, I am not... You don't need a lecture from me about that. This Wolflake, don't make me the only one spreading around love. Your love! Lifting me higher. Journeys are made up of millions of tiny steps. Each step leads us to where we are today. Some steps, many steps are hard as well. Each one is absolutely important. Yep. We all love stories. Ready? As human beings, we are hardwired to be storytellers. That is the one thing that makes us unique as a species. You can argue it's opposable thumbs. The ability to tell a story is our gift. If you want to say that's a divine gift, you can say it's a divine gift. If you want to say that it was a happenstance of, you know, genetic, you know, whatever, the genetic soup coming together, and it just so happens that we can entertain fiction as reality, and that's our unique survival trait as a species, scientifically, sure. And the beauty is, whichever you subscribe to, it doesn't change the fact that this is who we are. We are hardwired as storytellers. Oh, bye, Wolfblade. By the way, I owe Chris Air 6 capsules as well. Chris, thank you for the compliment. Oh my goodness. Diadems, thank you for gifting a sub to Ready to Nap.